My chapstick said. Oh, it's right here. I got it.
You gotta have the chapstick.
It's in my back.
So, how do y'all feel about it being the final episode of the season?
Final episode.
It went by quick.
It went by super fast.
It did.
It felt like it went by quick.
I agree.
Me too. Let me know if y'all ain't done yet, but as of now, where it stands at 8:30 p.m., this is the final session. So if you're joining in, welcome to He Motions. This is a panel where the fellas get to share their thoughts and hearts with us around relationships. I am your host, Alicia. We are joined by JJ, who's putting on his chapstick. So special. So special. We got Holiday, we got Chris, and we might have Mark. But for today's session, we got something special for the final one. But before we get into that, if you're joining us, please let us know in the chat where you are watching us from. We can't wait to vibe with you. And if you're new to this experience, please know that this is a very interactive session, all right? The only thing that we ask is that whatever you say and do, that you do it out of love and respect. Don't come on here trying to come for each other, okay? You got plenty other places for that. The goal is to still be productive in our conversations here. So, fellas, how are we?
Good.
Nervous?
I'm good. Don't come for me.
Okay. Out the gate, Chris. Well, Andy hit up the chat pretty early. He said he's from my family's house and not the office, y'all. So gauge your responses with that. With no further ado, let's bring on some ladies onto the panel. Hey, Aisha, joining in. Welcome. First and foremost, we got Kay coming to the stage. Let's welcome Kay, y'all. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Next up, we got Hottie.
Hey.
What's up, Free Spirit?
What's up?
You good?
Yeah.
You see how hard JJ is grinning, boy.
No,
I see
it's gonna be a good panel.
So.
And last but not least, we got Cassandra.
Hi.
What's up, Cassandra?
What's happening, everybody?
Hey,
You've been missed.
It's been a
long time.
Hey, I've been on the other side watching and listening, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a couple of pointers or questions for Chris and Holiday and JJ. Mark probably dodged a bullet tonight, but we'll see if he joins in. But ladies, how are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Are you guys nervous at all? A little bit?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right. Well, just know that this one is an even playing field. All right. So I know normally it's the fellas that get to kind of just share all of their thoughts, but for this one, we're gonna bounce it back and forth. So let's start with a little icebreaker, and this one I like to call red flag or nah. All right. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna let me know: is this a red flag in your? Would it be a red flag in your relationship? Yes or nah? All right. So, first one. Within the first 2 dates, a woman asked about the future marriage plans. Is that considered a red flag or not? And for ladies, for you, it would be a guy mentions marriage plans in the first 2 dates. So let me start with Chris. Chris, is that a red flag?
Yes, it's bright red.
It's bright red?
Bright
Hold
red.
on to that. Cassandra, is that a red flag for you?
If you're having a conversation about it, I don't see anything wrong with that because you're dating with intention, right? You're letting it be known. These are my expectations.
Okay. All right. Jay.
Yeah, I say the same. If you're dating with intent, it wouldn't be a red flag. But if it's just like casual dating, that's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Kay.
If it's a general conversation about intention, not a red flag. If you talking future plans with the person on that stage, red flag.
You're right.
Okay. Let me see. Holiday, or I'm gonna go to Holiday, and then Addie will round us out.
So y'all know I'm also a referee, right? That definitely is a flag on the play. That is a flag on the play. If she brings it up, man, on the second date, I don't even know your middle name. Why are we talking? What are we talking about? What's your favorite color? Yeah, you want to talk about some? Let's talk about that first.
We said we ain't advanced to that yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Addie.
It's definitely a red flag, but you know, it depends on the person too, because a lot of people would think that, you know, if you're a certain age, that's what you want, and then that's what you want to hear. And then I feel like a dude will probably bring up that conversation to see if maybe he gonna go ahead and smash too, because it's like it's too early to be talking about that. Like, chill. And for me, like Chris said, it's a bright red. It's gonna be a no. We could talk about it, but if you talking about it too quick to me, I'm already gonna be like, "What you want?"
Hold on, this is too quick. Okay, so they said Tamara in the chat. She also said red flag on the play. All right, but I do get the dating with intention too, because ain't nobody trying to waste their time either. So, next question. All right. Things are becoming serious between you and your partner. They never mention you on any of their social media channels. Is that a red flag or nah? Let's see. I'm gonna go with JJ.
No.
No? Why?
Yeah. Why everybody gotta know what I'm doing?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going on my stuff, and I don't need to be on yours. And I mean, if it's just one or two, cool. But every day, we ain't no some happy relationship like that. Every day, we just smiling and in the rocks. Doing shit. I don't know.
Not in the rocks.
But nah, I'm just saying. But for real, nah, I don't think it's a red flag. You don't need to be on there all the time.
Okay. All right. So it's not a red flag. Addie?
Yeah, because I was about to say I gotta be next. It's definitely not a red flag, because like I was telling somebody today, like if I'm talking to somebody, they don't even have my social media. Like, you're not on none of my social media, you don't know my social media name, and on top of that, you definitely not about to get posted. Like, I might post like an arm or like a leg.
Yeah.
And people still gonna be like, who that is?
Not an arm.
But at the end of the day, I feel like certain things just need
She
to be
said an
separate.
arm.
No red flag on that one.
Okay.
Boy, I've actually done that, Addie. Crop them out and just you just see the hand, the fingers.
Terrible. You crop them out and just show like a little glimpse.
I think it's still there. Yeah. I have a picture like that, just the fingers,
And I
So
actually got in an argument with a guy that actually put me on his story. And he was like, "Oh, I'm just letting you know," because of course I'm not gonna ask him for their social media either. But he told me, he was like, "Oh, I put you on my story," and I got mad at him. I'm like, "Why did you do that?"
Oh, you got upset with that.
Yeah, because it's other things going on, and I don't need other people to intersect, and then you never really know who. So that's a red flag. Don't put me on there.
That's a conflict of interest, bro. Don't be putting me on without my consent. Okay, we're gonna jump to the chat real quick. So VJ Jones says nope, don't do it. Tamra, nope. We have Lawrence repping NYC. It depends on what y'all want for y'all's relationship. Aisha is defending you, Addie. She's like, facts. Tamara's cracking up. Y'all are on a roll already. All right, so Katie, then Chris. What's your thoughts?
So for me, it's definitely not a red flag to not have them on social media. I agree with that 100%. No reason for us to be on each other's social media. We're not married. We're not engaged. None of that. So,
Boom.
mm-mm.
Just like that.
Okay, what would you say, Cassandra?
Just like that. Period.
Okay, all right. Chris, are your feelings hurt if you're not represented on their social media?
Hell no.
No? All
No.
right.
Well, I mean, it depends. If we're married, you know, one and two picks, you understand what I'm saying? We have a family. And still, because I call these people the popcorn couple, you just watch them as soon as they find a man or this man find a all over the place. And then when they break up now, everybody know. I see them in the gym too. They meet girls in the gym, then they turn couples, and then you can know when they break up. Because this one working out over here and, you know, holding hands. So, popcorn couple.
Popcorn couple. All right, Holiday.
Nah, that's not a red flag at all. I feel like they're gonna want the same energy, right? So they go to posting you, they're gonna want you to do the same thing. And y'all better than me. Y'all talking about posting arms and legs. You'll be lucky if you get both glasses on the table.
Right.
Yo,
feeling
you
like
can't even get words. You can't even get words.
And your glass over, I'm gonna just get my meal. Why you need to have your meal showing in my picture? Like this is my picture.
Holiday, hey, can you move your hand real quick?
Right
Can you move your hand?
You would ask him, Jay, can you scoot your hand over?
Can you scoot your hand over?
Put your hand over like
Hell no.
Well, no, I'm just a private person, period. So I just
feel you, man.
Oh, we know.
Don't we know it?
We know. You're not even getting a letter. Not one letter.
All right, guys. So y'all are warmed up now. So let's jump into the first question. So I want to know what makes for a good man and what makes for a good woman. So if you could think of just two characteristics, we're not going to give you guys a whole paragraph, but what are your what's that tapping noise? Is somebody typing? Oh. What are your first or what are your top two characteristics in a relationship? That makes for a good opposite sex. So if you're a male, what makes for a good woman? And if you're a female, what makes for a good man? So I'm gonna start with the ladies on this one. So Cassandra, what would you say are two attributes that make for a good man?
Being selfless, honesty.
Selfless and honesty. All right. JJ, what makes for a good woman?
I believe I said before, what? To be, should just be nurturing and supportive. Supporting and nurturing.
Okay. Addie.
Yes, I would say a man that knows how to show empathy. Like empathy. And the other one would be stable.
Describe stable for me, because that could go a couple ways.
It could go a lot of ways, but just stable meaning like you know, he has his own place, you know, he has his own money, he not no bum. Like, you know, from one day to the next, like, you know, where's his life going? It's not full of like drama and chaos. It's not, you know, everything going left, or there's always something, you know, going on. Like he's just stable and there's, you know, peace and tranquility in his life.
Okay. All right. Chris, what makes for a good woman?
Like JJ said, supportive. And just, I mean, supportive, caring, and, you know, that stuff. And just not self-centered like most of y'all are.
Watch it, Chris. I got the play right here, okay? Like, don't.
He don't want nobody coming for him, but he gonna sit there.
You know better, Chris. You know better than that.
all the way. Like,
You know better than that. You tried it.
I said most. Listen, I just throw the stone in her.
You all have.
Who's hollering? Who's hollering?
Some women.
It's
some,
okay.
Not most.
Most.
Some.
Kay, what's your thoughts?
I think a good man understands his role as a man, right? I think that's important. And then he also has values. I think that's also important. You work with both of those things.
Poetic. Super important. A holiday, what makes for a good woman?
I'd say the ability to reciprocate, right? Just give me what I give you. Treat me the way I treat you, right? Respect me how I respect you. Give me the same loyalty I give you. If I could be there for you, be there for me. So just the ability to reciprocate. And the other one I'd probably say someone who has something going for themselves, you know, someone who's, you know, ambitious, got some drive in her, you know, got a hustle in her, got something going. You know, I just need somebody that just not just sitting at home all day, want to watch stories or something. Just want to watch the have and the have nots all day, you know. Need somebody that got something going for themselves. So yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Don't forget the superpower, Charles.
You can't get out of the way just yet.
I don't know if y'all learned about holiday superpower, but we'll get to that later. So we got some folks saying consideration and consistency. Let us know in the chat what would be your top 2 attributes for a partner. And I know we talked a little bit about how do you, like, what would you consider to be some red flags in posting your partner on social media? But how do you, or how would you go about social media proofing? You know, like when you're a parent, how you have to kind of proof the house with children just to kind of prevent things from happening. How do you, or would you, social media proof your relationship? Some of y'all wouldn't even get on it at all, or wouldn't even post the person at all. Like they just don't get a post.
Yeah, I'm already proofing it from the beginning. Like you not about to have my social media. I don't want yours, and we just gonna keep it separate. Like, Alicia, the thing that you had sent me, I think you had sent it to me about the girl having a sexy picture, and her dude was mad about it. See, if she would have followed my rule, he would have never been on her post. He would have never read the posts and the dude's ex and the smash. Like, it would have been eliminated. And I feel like at the end of the day, like when a dude come approach me like, what's your number and your social media name? I'm like, do you want to meet me for real, or do you want to meet me digitally? Because you could meet me digitally, but you're not going to get my number. Join the thirsties, enjoy the thirst traps, and go sit down. But if you want to meet me for real, here's my number. And at the end of the day, I just feel like when the 2 individuals get on the same page about whatever they about to do, like even if it's in a solid relationship, they're going to understand each other, and the conflict is not going to be there. And if the woman does show sexy pictures, if she has enough respect for her man when he becomes her man, then she won't be posting as much, or she probably won't post it at all, and it'll just happen naturally. Yeah. And like I had said, like I can't be no caged bird. Like ain't nobody about to tell me what I can and cannot do. But if you that man that's about to put it down, like Nina, like you know your role, like Katie said, they got to know their role, and I know my role. It just don't happen. You're not gonna have to stalk my stuff. I'm not a stalker, so I'm not gonna stalk nobody's stuff. And it just proves itself.
I like that. What you think, Chris?
Damn, Eddie, can't even be a slider.
I mean, if you want to be a slider, you can.
She did. She said you could join the thirsties.
You gonna be watching the thirst traps. Don't slide in the DM because I'm not going to respond to you.
But you know what? She brings up a good point, because social media is not a real place. Although it is jamming up real situations, it is not a real place. And I think that people really need to just kind of self-assess what it is that they want out of life and how social media can possibly jeopardize that, and if it's worth it or not. Because that false reality is messing up reality for some people because they don't know how to manage that. But I'm gonna get off of that. We got JD who says being authentic and feminine would be two of his attributes that he would love. But let me jump to you, Holiday. What are your thoughts on the attributes in social media?
So I learned the hard way, and I was in a situation where we shared each other's social media, and it went bad too quick.
Really?
It was all bad, yeah, because there's jealousy involved, is accusations and fabrications involved. Like, why is this person liking too many of your pics, or why they commenting with certain emojis, and
Oof.
it just got to a point where I had to learn the hard way. Like, yeah, this doesn't work. Relationships and social media together doesn't work for me, at least in my life. So I'm on like addict tip. Like, yeah, if I'm with somebody, we don't gotta be social media friends, buddies, nothing like that. Like, keep that separate, and we'll keep our real life, because it's real. Social media is not real, man. It's for entertainment purposes. But a lot of people, they take things too serious. They take it too literally too. So I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I like what Holiday said. It is entertainment. That's why I have my little thirst traps. You get to entertain and you get right back off and go live your life.
Man, telling you. I'm straight.
Hear that, JJ? So just get her phone number. Don't even ask to get like the social media.
Right.
No, but you know what though? I agree though, because you should treat social media like your friends. Like, you're all friends. Your friends shouldn't be my friends. We're not gonna do that. Every now and then, we might go out as couples or whatever, but that's like once in a blue moon. But your friends must be your friends, and my friends must be my friends. So when anything happens, there's no issue. Everybody getting entangled. We're not Will and Jada.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Oh God.
Why pay for cable when you could turn on Facebook?
I'm telling you, it's entertainment for real.
Hey, what are your thoughts?
I actually disagree a little bit, honestly. If we just talking, no need for none of that. But if we're in a relationship, yes, I'm gonna follow you and you're going to follow me. I think the only thing is that we just got to understand that if you make me secure enough to trust our relationship, ain't no need for me to worry about your likes, your followers. If we have an understanding about the fact that when somebody slides into your DMs, that means nothing to you, I'm not worried, right? Like, I think it has to be trust and in the relationship to make that work. But I think if you're in a committed relationship, there's no reason why you shouldn't follow each other.
You know why, Katie? Because I don't want to be on my social media. I see something that make me smiling. Well, who got you smiling over there?
What is that?
Well, I shouldn't be worried about that.
What got you smiling?
If I'm with you, why am I worried about who's on your social media?
Really? I'm straight.
Hey, why you worried, Kate?
Shouldn't be worried if I'm the one that's right beside you. You understand what I'm saying? I think if the person makes you secure enough in that, then you're not worried and it works.
So, I don't know, Katie, because the thirsties that be sliding my thing, if you was my dude, you might fall off the bed while I'm sitting here.
But Addie, if he trusts you to balance that out, Addie, like, why is he worried? Honestly, if he trusts that you're in the committed relationship.
If you was my dude, right? And I'll put my little 2-piece on and stuff like that and all this other stuff. The next thing you know, you see the little comments got like 100 DMs on there, and I'm going over there to go read all of that. You're not gonna be like, hold on, how you got all that? What you got going on?
Why is he worried if you're beside him reading it?
Yeah, why you getting that extra?
No, I'm not. Actually, I wouldn't, because my thoughts is that that's my little page, and I'm finna go ahead and see what they talk about. But at the end of the day, it's like if you see all of that going on, you're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna be worried. You're gonna be okay.
Especially the eggplant.
The
eggplant.
But
Exactly. That look.
but wait,
You okay with that?
if you're in a solid relationship,
Mhm.
social media should not be an issue. Like if I post a sexy picture of myself and I get a DM, oh babe, look, this shit is so I'm sorry, excuse me, this is hilarious. Look at what they sent me. Do you see this? Nobody wants someone's not attracted to. You're not blind to other beautiful people when you're in a relationship. So why you have an issue with somebody saying, oh, she's beautiful or he's handsome? You're not blind. Why put blinders on? Hey, babe, I think why?
Cassandra, it's not the randoms that's the problem. You're right. If a random DM you, message you or something, that's not the problem. It's gonna be somebody from your past that you used to like to, that you used to talk to, and he gonna comment or something, and buddy gonna look at that like,
thank you.
What's all this about?
Where you're gonna put this stop to that. You know that those are the ones, okay, you're gonna have to be blocked. Okay, you gotta block them. Like you can't have conversation with people who've been in your past commenting on that. That's where you draw the boundaries.
And that's whether I follow you or don't follow you.
Yeah, that's why I don't let them know who on my stuff, because then I'm the type of person. I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna block them, but I'm not going to entertain them. But at the end of the day, it's like the blocking wouldn't really have to happen if he wasn't on my page at all.
But then that goes back, for me, it goes back to even trust. Because if they are DMing you these type of things, are you reading it and thinking about what they're saying? Right? Because now I'm having options. I'm keeping my options open if I'm not sharing this with my man.
So we got a question from the chat. So JD says, do you feel like you should ask your partner if the sexy pictures are cool with them or no?
Hell yeah.
Patty ain't asking nobody. No.
Hell yeah.
You
like, this is my life.
I'm living it.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what JJ got to say.
I feel like if y'all gonna be friends, y'all might as well have a link page together where everybody gets the DMs, everybody sees the likes, everybody sees everything. You miss me and your page. You know what I'm saying? Did you see what Cheryl commented today?
Too grown for blocking. Oh, hold on, y'all. We got a guest. Hey, Mark.
What's up, crew?
What's up, brother?
California traffic, man. Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? What's up, fellas?
I saw you earlier.
It's going down. Yeah.
Cassandra?
Yeah, bro.
Back from season 1, y'all. I had to go dig and find her.
Yes.
So, Mark, how do you social media proof your relationship?
Good question. You talking to an old man. So, millennials, I don't know if I think that is their relationship.
It's like that.
How do I don't feel there's a need for it. Social media, I advise my kids and even me and Cassandra, social media doesn't bother us as far as our relationship. She posts her stuff, I post mine. She see my likes, she question like, so who is that? I'm like, mind your business. Mind your business.
Does she?
Oh yeah. She'll ask stuff like that, but she don't care.
Because that's the trust in your relationship.
But if it's a baddie who's half naked asking,
They're not trying to hear mind your business.
Well,
no, who you gonna tell me?
But you know, Alicia, it goes back to you knowing each other. Mm-hmm. Like she knows. I mean, okay, so let's say that something like that might have happened. She don't think nothing of that, really, and let's just say it might have happened. So, and it had, but she don't think. Yeah, it's like, why is she not wearing nothing? And we laugh about it, and we go on about our business. But she know at the end of the day, ain't nothing gonna go down.
So y'all got an understanding of how
solid relationship.
Yeah, that doesn't bother her least bit. She's not looking for nothing else. She see it, she like, oh, okay, so who is that? So, but I also have to make sure I reassure her that, yeah, that's, hey, I'm looking, I'm not trying to hide my social media. Like when she come in the room, I'm not suddenly putting, how you be on the phone and suddenly come in the room like, looking at the TV. I'm like, my screen isn't dark, so I'm inviting you, but like one of the ladies just said, you have to be cautious. You better be cautious of what you're looking for. Make sure when you find it, you're okay with it. So I'll open up to you, and the same thing with me. If I see something on with you doing, I gotta be prepared for. Hey, okay, I can't even question that. So yeah, we're way too comfortable with each other.
Okay, we know y'all are pretty established, so we on. Any final thoughts around the social media managing versus the relationship handling?
Why you like the eggplant? You can't like the eggplant. You get the eggplant. You can't.
I don't care how much they like the eggplant. If the eggplant is beside me, they can look at all they want.
So, Chris, you're saying if we ever receive the eggplant, do not like it.
Yeah, if you like the eggplant. Yeah.
Ladies, don't like the eggplant. Okay,
don't like the eggplant.
All right, let's transition. So we're gonna get a little deeper with this one. This one's gonna require some honest self-reflection. All right, so no finger pointing on this one. So, what is an area of opportunity? And this is for the chat too. Y'all don't think you are, just because you're off camera does not mean you're not involved in this conversation. So this goes out to y'all too. So what is an area of opportunity that you learned about yourself from your previous relationship? And that's whether they told it to you or just something that you discovered about yourself in your previous relationship. And have you begun working on it? So what is it? And have you begun working on it? Mark, I know you dated someone 30 years ago, so you might not even have to.
So,
Mark.
all right. So, Alicia, give me the whole question again. I know, right? Give me the whole question again.
All right.
So, again, for everyone, in thinking back to your last relationship, and the reason why I'm asking this is the majority of the panel, actually, I don't know the relationship status of the majority of the panel, but some might be in fresh relationships, some might be in long-term relationships, and some might be single, right? But everyone has dated someone prior to where you're at now. So the question is, what is something that you learned about yourself, an area of opportunity, not where you're strong in, because we know where we're strong, but what is an area that was an opportunity that you learned about yourself in your previous relationship? And how working on it?
Yeah, so I think I learned in my previous relationships to be more decisive, to be more of a, not so much as what you like, so, I think a lot of women, so I felt like in my previous relationships that I was doing too much of whatever you want to do. What would you like to do? And I think I've learned in those relationships that women prefer a man and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do. This is what I've planned. I'll get your input, but this is the deciding factor. I think I've learned that women tend to, I'd say in my experience, women tend to like more of a man who make a decision, not to be dominant, but to make a decision and go with it.
Okay.
So, so I say I've learned that, and I've definitely grown in this relationship from that.
Okay. Cassandra.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
See, I'm not the only one.
Well, I'm single though. It's been a minute since I've been in a relationship. I am single now. I think that my weakness is I give too much of myself too soon. Not sexually, but I'm too available, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Have I started working on it? No, because I'm not even looking today. It's just not a priority for me right now. So that's probably why I'm still single. But No, maybe if I decide to start to even consider being in a relationship, I'll work on that. I know that is a weakness of mine.
That's honest. Okay. Jay?
Communication, probably. Yeah, like communication. I did not want to talk about nothing.
Why is that? Can we pause for a second? Like, why is that? Because that's a common one.
Just didn't want to talk about what are we talking about. Like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's what's up. I don't know. I just didn't want to talk about anything. I don't care what you did today. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, let's just keep it moving. Chris. Yeah, I mean you talk, but it's like little side. I'm not trying to get all into, this.
So how do you get to
story.
know me? How do you get to know me? That's true intimacy. Communication is true intimacy.
Don't get to know somebody. I guess it wasn't. I guess I didn't want to get to know you for real. You don't need to know me. I don't need to know you. We just
fucking
vibing how we vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we cool.
I'm like,
that's my thing. The biggest thing is communication. Okay. And then trying to do it and like, damn, y'all women talk too much.
Watch it.
Like y'all talk too much. You know what I'm saying? So I had to listen to this. I had to really try to figure out how to listen. And stay in tune in what I'm doing.
If you're a slider, you don't really have too much to talk about. You just sliding through. So at the end of the day, nobody really trying to sit down and get to know nobody. We finna slide, smash, and send you back to where you came from. Period.
In and out. I'm in and out.
And I guess if that's the understanding, then I guess there doesn't need to be any kind of relationship building or communication happening.
So when it does end, it's like, well, shit, I ain't even know who she was.
See, we're not talking
like nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter.
Jay, we talking about like an actual relationship, not the slider ones.
The relationships ended like that too. I mean, it was bad, but it was like, man, I don't really know who she was. Like to be all attached.
Damn.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real.
That's honest. Hey, it's honest. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, y'all had a good time. We had fun and all that, but to get deep and all this, it wasn't none of that. Like, damn, I kind of miss her.
Do you think it was on your part? Like, do you feel like you had a barrier where you weren't
for sure.
into that part?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was definitely me. You know what I'm saying? She probably walked there like she couldn't do it no more. Like, dude, it's going nowhere.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I know. I don't talk.
Do you think you started to fix that or address that? Or
yeah, I did a lot. And it's been on the phone, you know what I'm saying? So I started getting in the long distance relationships. So we have to talk.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right, so we on the phone 6 hours and 6 hours, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? It'll be going so, and then you start learning how to hold conversations, and you can hold a conversation, talk about anything. Yeah,
that's quite the evolution from just going from a.
But I had to put myself in a position where I had to talk.
Wow.
It was long distance. You know what I'm saying? She was somewhere else. Yeah.
JJ, 6 hours. You probably working on some material.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff that came out of 6 hours.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you can crochet a blanket in 6 hours now.
Say what?
You can crochet a damn blanket in 6 hours now.
That's what I'm saying. I was wasting a lot of time too trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you.
Somebody got skills.
So we got a couple answers.
Make a damn blanket for that long.
The whole blanket. We got a couple answers. JD says being too goal oriented may have tripped him up in his last relationship. So that's an interesting one. We have weakness is being a control freak, but trying to go with the flow more. So that's I could relate to that one.
Of course, most of y'all can.
Chris, didn't I just say I'm working on it? I haven't talked on the phone 6 hours since college. Oh, bringing back the days. So Kay, you're up. What is something that you learned that you are working on
It's actually communication, but a little different from JJ.
I would hope so.
I would okay, you ain't no damn slide out there.
No, not at all.
No, I'm good. I just didn't talk.
Hey, you gotta talk less.
Yeah.
I think as women, sometimes like we're kind of intuitive and we expect men to be intuitive. So we leave hints, we don't say things all the way. And I've had to learn that men are not good hint picker-uppers, okay? They don't understand hints. You have to be clear with them.
Tell me, baby.
And I've learned to be more direct in every area, right? I think that's very important. So yeah.
See, and then there's that being direct, but then being mindful of the delivery of being direct. Right?
Always respectful in how you deliver it. But
yeah,
it's always in delivery.
We see some deliveries right now on social media that are just way too. Yeah, these.
The baby, was he too direct? Was he too direct?
There's a difference between being direct and disrespectful.
Don't entertain JJ, okay? Why did you even bring up the baby? Is my question.
You talk about direct.
All right, who's next? Y'all got me losing track. Addie, you already? I know holidays. Okay.
I could go next. I don't know about no relationship. I don't know too much about no relationship, but I would say one of my areas of opportunity is just straight ghosting people. And I've been trying to fix that in regards to giving them the reason why I don't want to talk to them no more. To find closure. Because I feel like when I ghost them, they think like a month, 2, 3, 4 months later, they get, hey, what's up, Red? Where you at, though? And let's go slide somewhere. And I'm like, dang, I never gave this person a reason why I didn't want to talk to them. Like, it was one dude, he had halitosis. I couldn't tell him that he had stank breath, but I had to go to him because it was stank. You feel me? Or other reasons. But I feel like now I'm starting to give them the reason so that I could be honest with myself and most importantly honest with them, so they don't like pick me back up again. So
you passed them on to the next woman. You didn't even help them out.
No, sir. But I'm gonna start more telling the truth. But my mouth is so reckless and blunt, and I don't like to sugarcoat nothing. And like Katie said, be honest and perfect. No, I don't have no, like, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm from the street. I'm going to tell you straight up from the street, like, bruh. So if I do it like that, it's going to hurt their feelings. And when they see me again, they might be like, that's the girl. No. I just ghosted you. So you don't even know why I stopped talking to you.
Yo, you sound like JJ in episode like 2 when he was talking about how he just rather ghost. Like, it's just less problems to ghost.
It is.
But they know why they getting ghosted. He heard me. You know his breath stink.
No, sometimes these people have no idea.
And somebody tells them they breath stink.
And sometimes people don't believe that it does. Like
my breath ain't even that stink though. My breath ain't stink though.
So Addie, you're working on giving them the actual reasons why it's just not gonna work out.
But it is.
Right, like, it was one dude, he had like a chicken nugget, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna have this conversation with him. And I said, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship with you because I'm not a cheater. But since there's nothing that we could do about that, we're gonna have to end this. So, I'm working on it. I pick and choose who I actually give the explanations to. But I'm trying to do it more often. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because, like I said, I'm ruthless. But at least now he could go ahead and be like, dang, she said, da-da-da-da-da. What can I do? So the next girl ain't going to, categorize my thing as a chicken nugget instead of an eggplant. Because somebody must have lied to him before, right? He was doing something. And I was like, no, boo-boo. No, you're not. And you can't graduate to anything other than just
it was a chicken nugget, not an eggplant.
Yeah, you guys gonna look at chicken nuggets the same.
It don't matter. It don't matter. They say As long as it floats, right?
Whatever, man. It matters. And
The chicken
Okay.
nugget.
Okay.
Like the Saturday.
As long as it's floating in the ocean,
It's
it's
different.
good.
It's different ways.
I'm talking. I want to ask Kay something. I want to say something to Kay. Kay said, intuitive, right? That mean mind reader to me.
Yeah. I mean, again, women.
Why?
It's something I've learned, Chris. Men are not mind readers. You guys don't do intuitive. I just got to be straight up with y'all. I'm working on it.
She's working on it, Chris. She's not. She owned it.
We are intuitive.
But listen, but you guys not intuitive when you're
Y'all not
talking so
intuitive,
much.
JJ.
When you're
JJ,
talking
you're
so
not
much,
powerful.
you're not intuitive to realize that it's too much. It's too much talking. What happened to the intuition there? This is what I'm trying to talk about. It's just always working on your end. Intuition comes in when you don't know what I want. You don't know what I want to eat. Well, anyway, my thing is this. My thing is this.
So you said it's not exercise to use that same intuition and know when to stop talking.
Right, exactly. It's just one-sided, like everything else. But
Oh God.
my thing is now is what I learned is a whole list of stuff I was doing wrong. Okay, and I just sum it up to the fact that I was just being an ass. All right, but one of the main things. No, I'm serious. There is no emotional intelligence, and one thing that I really needed, which Addie said that she wanted, but she don't look like she give it, empathy. Right?
I do give empathy.
I don't know. You be ghosting people. You be.
Chris, I'm feeling this whole for you vibe.
I don't know about empathy.
No. Empathy is like, okay, boom. You going through something, right? Or you didn't have you had a bad day, or you got an attitude. I want to know what's going on. Hey, baby, what's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's go slide somewhere. Let's have fun. Let's have some drink. Let's catch a vibe. And then we can still continue to talk about it. Now, ghosting, hey, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Okay.
Gotta go.
I think I got it.
I feel like men are not a man don't have empathy. Let me give y'all a quick scenario. I don't want to take over your show, Alicia, but I specifically told somebody's son, you are not filling my emotional tank. If I sound like I done had like a long day and I got things going on, ask me, hey sweetheart, it sounds like you a little tense. Is there something that I could do for you? A massage? You want me to order you something to eat? You want to go take a walk around your neighborhood or at the beach? This dude read that whole text and said, good night. It's time for you to get ghosted. And I told him, I said, you could ask me like, what's up? Do you need some hot tea? No. And I said, do you understand even what an emotional love tank is? Like, ain't no love you can feel in that tank. He was like, yeah, I'm not really sure what you're trying to explain to me. And you 35. Like, you don't know nothing. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at
my emotional tank is diesel.
You got tears in my eyes.
They didn't hear you, Chris.
Holiday, save us.
They didn't hear you, Chris.
That's too funny,
Yes,
man.
Diesel, we good then. We'll pick that up real quick.
He asked you if you wanted some tea.
No, he didn't ask me.
He said he should have asked you that.
No, I should.
He asked me about no tea, no walk, no nothing.
She was Felicia.
He just said good night.
She was Felicia that night. Bye.
Lord.
Oh man.
The ghosting is understandable. Listen, I used to think that ghosting was a defense mechanism as well. I think someone said that in the chat. Mm-hmm. However, after that episode of y'all saying why you ghosted and like how you tried to let people know why it wasn't going to work and how they blew up on y'all and
Yeah, man, blow up, man.
Some people just can't handle it. And
Blow up.
I was
blow
like,
up
okay,
like the world trade.
yeah, I'm like, maybe ghosting is the safest way sometimes. But anyway, Addie, girl, you have us crying.
Man.
Right. And I feel like sometimes silence is an answer. So I feel like if this dude don't pick up the phone and they say, hey, I was tripping. I fell asleep on it and I thought about it and I was wrong. And let me pull up. Let's go do breakfast. Something, right?
Something.
Then the whole day passed by. See, I know JJ got 6 hours conversation now, so that would be like a little nerve-wracking, right? Like, dang, I talked to her 6 hours the day before. Now I ain't even talking to her at all. So the whole day go by, and then nighttime come. That's an answer. This dude ghosted himself, so he better not call back.
I think,
Am I wrong?
no, but
Wrong or right? You ghosted
in all
yourself.
fairness,
That is too
So
funny.
then
Bro.
he ghosted himself. So you can't call me the next day thinking I done cooled off. I'm not picking up.
Yeah.
but in all fairness, you're right though. I think he was a side chick right there.
You think he was a side chick?
No, she.
Oh,
Nah, there was a side chick.
Well,
Chris, you've been coming all night. Just all night.
yes.
I'm not coming. Did you hear what you just said?
how you gonna call
That
Addie
was
a side
so
chick in
cold.
that
What the
situation?
guy did was so
Alicia,
cold.
wait, Alicia, you
That
said
was
from the beginning,
cold.
When I was
That's
mad
why I
at
said
JJ,
that.
she said, "Oh, they better not come for me." He been coming the whole.
Yes.
Chris, remember that?
I'm here giving Adi what she want, empathy. Because I think that was so cold what the guy did. And I'm saying maybe you were a side chick to him. I don't know. Because it was so cold. It sounded like something you do to a side chick.
I'm gonna need you to work on your
Let me hear
empathy,
what Mark
Chris.
got to say.
Yeah.
Mark got on his glasses.
There you were.
He listen like very like he's very
Holiday or Mark? I'm gonna throw it to one of y'all.
All right. Well,
I don't know what Chris drink.
Yeah, go ahead, Holiday.
all right. Well, mine definitely was communication as well, but it was a little different. For me, at the time, I really didn't understand how to express myself. You know what I mean, or my feelings, or how to put it in words. So, if you ask me what was wrong with me, I'm gonna just say nothing. You know what I mean? I can have the world on my shoulders. I could be dealing with life, and I'm gonna still say nothing. And I'm gonna just go about it and figure it out. And if you see me in a better spirit, a better mood the next day, like now you want to talk about it? No, nothing was wrong. I'm good because I've always just been taught like not to show the emotion, but we lead with actions. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like when you asking me, well, how do you feel about me? Do you love me? Like you ain't just see them flowers I bought you? You ain't see them nice little shoes I just got you? Yeah, you should know I love you. You know what I mean? But I think they wanted to hear it more. They wanted me to express myself more. So for me, I didn't understand how to do that. I just moved off of actions. So now moving forward, I feel like now I understand and now I know how to communicate. I know how to express myself and articulate how I'm feeling and things of that nature. And I be catching myself sometimes because I be like, look, I just communicated. You see that? You see that?
Real talk though. That's real though.
You see how I'm communicating now? Yeah, you like that? That's what you want.
That's more of what you want, right? Like that right there.
Yeah, but yeah, in the previous relationship, I didn't understand how to because I didn't know how to express myself. So it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. I was just leading off of.
And Alicia,
I'm
that's
buying you
why
stuff.
with the
I'm doing
love
stuff for you.
languages,
You should know.
learn. Yeah, you got to learn the other person's love language. So maybe his love language was acts of service, but her love language was words of affirmation. And once you learn what the other person's love language is, then that love tank get overflowed and it's spilled everywhere, and y'all just in love. But if you don't sit down and try to figure out what this person's love language is, and you just go on about it however you want to, then that's where the clash comes into play. You got to know: is it words of affirmation? Is it personal touch, quality time, all that stuff?
I think mine is personal touch.
I think the new rule that we should implement is by date number 3, y'all do the love language assessment together. Because
date number 3.
Date number 3.
Well, but
They
well,
can lie.
I don't know what happens at these date numbers nowadays. I don't know how serious date number 3 is, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, together that self-assessing of what the love languages just has to happen, because like your last partner could have been words of affirmation, and this new partner is physical touch. You loving them the previous way. You know what I'm saying? It's just missing the mark. So what Addie was saying about love language, it's just a must to understand what that is for that person in that moment. Because even your love language could change with time. Because I know before kids, I was receiving gifts. Now that I have a couple jits, I'm like, listen, acts of service, please.
All day.
Listen.
Thank you.
I'm starting to love the way you touch me.
I'm physical touch all day. I know I am. I ain't even take the test. I just know.
That's usually guys is that's at least in their top 2.
Right. Yeah, or acts of service.
And yeah, Chris's is definitely acts of service. Somebody buy him some dinner too, please. Let's see, Mark. Anything you want to add?
That's so. Listen, man, that's so unfair.
So JD is asking y'all before I jump to the next question. He wants to know, how much do y'all consider zodiac signs when dating?
It's a good little cheat sheet. It's a good cheat
It's a
sheet.
cheat sheet.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
I
right.
consider it.
Only if they Gemini. If they're Gemini, I'm definitely biased, and I'm running the opposite direction.
I'm not dating no Leo. I'm just
No.
Wait, you're not
Never
dating what,
again.
Eddie?
no Leo men.
No Leo men? Okay, that's
Pretty
your deal
much no
breaker.
fire sign men. I don't like no fire signs.
No? Okay, Holiday,
No
what's
fire
your... You said everybody but a Gemini?
Geminis, man. I'm Geminis. Oh my goodness.
Holiday, you don't like the twins?
I'm running.
What you think,
For
Kate?
the price of one.
They don't
I
matter.
don't pay attention to it at all.
Okay. Mark?
Signs? What?
Cassandra?
Definitely not a Gemini.
You know, okay.
What these Geminis do to
You know
y'all?
something.
Uh-oh.
They're crazy. They're
You know
crazy. They're
something.
indecisive. Like you can't. They don't know what they want. They so confused.
Yeah. Okay.
Like their actions don't match their words.
You know, I did not know people actually put any stock into that.
Are you
Y'all
kidding?
actually put.
People will end conversations with people depending on their zodiac signs. Some people take it very
Oh.
seriously.
You didn't
I would
know that?
almost put it. Well, you know, I always thought it was just a fad, Chris. You know, you hear people say it, but I never thought it was actually true that people actually
I
put
think you
stock
better go
into it.
back in front of the tiger.
Big red flag.
Because
Ah,
everybody
no,
know that.
but you know what? I don't even know the signs enough to have it as a red flag. I'm like Capricorn. What the hell is that? A frog or what the hell is a Capricorn?
Hey,
I
Mark.
have.
What are you?
Mark, don't disrespect
goat.
Capricorn, sir.
So,
Are y'all Capricorn?
is it a goat, JJ?
Hey, man, come on, man. Capricorn.
We are goats, the greatest of all time, brother. We goats.
Oh Lord. Jay, do you go off the signs?
Man, Taurus. I can't stand they bullheaded little selves.
We are the most gentle people ever. That is
Yeah,
not
right.
true.
Yeah, right. Y'all stubborn and I'm stubborn, and we just be butting heads the whole time.
We do
So-
get really stubborn when there's no logic.
No, when you breathe,
No logic.
you're just stubborn by default.
Logic.
Yep.
So let me ask this to you guys, since y'all all on these signs. So if a person is born on the first day of the sign, does that make them all of that sign or partial of the previous
Half
sign?
breeds. I feel like
They're half. I don't know. I don't
I
pay.
think they like
It
little half
depends because
breeds.
they have cutoff dates.
Yeah, like I'm like
You're a hybrid.
So they don't overlap.
right.
No, you're a hybrid.
Wait,
They
so
can go either way.
They got both that sign and the sign before them. They got a little bit of mix, or the sign
Yep.
or after them. They got a little bit of mix.
it's too much.
But if you in the middle, I feel like you like a full blood, whatever you are, right in the middle.
Full
And what
blood
are you,
people.
Jay? What's your sign?
10,
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
What's your sign, Addie?
I heard Scorpios are toxic.
I mean,
what's your sign?
look, Chris, you could have just let me reinforce. I was.
No.
Chris out his magnum.
I'm trying to help you. Okay.
Addie, what's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo. Mark, do you know? Somebody get
I
Mark.
don't know. Let me check.
When your birthday,
I
Mark?
don't
What's
know
your
who the hell I
birthday,
am.
Mark?
Hey, Mark.
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces, yeah.
Cassandra.
What does that mean?
You cool? You like a Scorpio?
That is not what that means. Cassandra, what was your sign again?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember she got mad?
Yeah.
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Chris.
Capricorn.
Holiday.
Oh my God. Cap
Oh,
season.
you're
Lord of mercy.
Team
Coming.
Cap.
It's
We the
coming
GOAT. Greatest
No
of all
cap.
time.
And Alicia?
Virgo.
Oh.
Yes. So Chris,
Oh, Virgos.
what'd you say, Holiday?
Nothing.
Oh, I
With
thought-
Get
signs.
disconnected, Holiday. Don't
Right.
get
With
disconnected.
signs.
So
All
Chris,
right.
do you check signs when you're dating?
All right, let me just tell you something. I never really check my sign, but I check something out and I find that there's something here. And it's usually on a sexual level. I realize that certain signs I'm really compatible with
Mm-hmm.
over certain signs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not into the sign thing like that, but I just noticed that. And I'm like, why is it every single time I meet a girl of this sign, it's off the
So
chain?
what sign is
You
that,
know?
Chris?
Scorpio. I don't want to say.
Did I
There's
just say
more.
Scorpios was toxic?
There's more.
I think we run the
There's
word.
more. I'm not talking about relationship wise in Adi. I'm talking about
No, but that's one of the main reasons why I
sex.
say Scorpios
Okay.
toxic, because that sign right there, you get entangled with a Scorpio, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to say nothing about Leo, but what I notice about Leo is Leos are very loyal. The ones that I've seen are like loyal to a fault, right? They're very, very tough exterior, but you ask about signs, and you know, and then Adi come in, so just remind me about Leo.
Hey, did you read what Anisha just wrote in the chat?
That Scorpios rule the genitals.
Yes,
That's where they say the heart is. That's where our heart is at.
until they meet Capricorn. Who is that?
I have not followed signs much, but I do know some people who will tell you like who you should match with, and like a male Virgo and a female Virgo could be very different. Like the sex of the sign can still be different. There's a lot of components in it. I can't keep up. But I do know in Jamaica, the Jamaican version is what month are you born, right? That's how they ask that sign, because what month are you born will determine some of your characteristics.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Zodiac, I know Zodiac to be a strong factor for some people. That's a good question.
They'll write you off. They'll write you off.
They'll write you off.
Oh, you're born November? No.
All right, next question. Let's see. Let's get some. Let's think beyond us for this question. So, what do you think is needed in our community, in our Black community? What do you think is needed to establish more loving and lasting relationships? What do you think is needed to begin establishing more loving and lasting relationships? And here's why I say that. If you don't know, the 2020 census showed Black families at 24% for married families. The second group after us is Hispanics at like 40 something percent. So in the 80s, we were at 75% single married families, and they thought that that was a big gap, you know, a bad number at 75%. But from the 80s till now, we went from 75% to 24%
Wow.
in two-parent married households. We're not saying that marriage is the right way. We're not saying any of that. But what I am saying is we're not staying together, but we're producing kids. So what are you all's thoughts on how we can, like, what do you think is needed in our community to begin establishing more loving and lasting relationships? And I know I'm making like a hard shift to
That's heavy.
Serious. It is.
I feel like
It's necessary.
I feel
I
like
can't have all these amazing minds on here and not pick them to really understand, like, how can we, what is needed to start making that shift? Jay, I think you were about to say something.
Nah, I just say like not like knowing who we are as people anyway. First of all, you know what I'm saying? We lost that. Like it's gone almost. You know what I'm saying? Just the knowledge of who we are as a people. You know, that's the biggest thing that we need to know.
I think patience is important. I think nowadays we're kind of like so short patient or impatient to the point to where we don't have that endurance in us, man, to want to keep relationships going. We so quick to want to just end things or quit things and ghost situations to where any little, thing arises that, doesn't agree. Sometimes you're just like, well, zero tolerance for this. It's a wrap. I'm out. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot. So I think patience and understanding is important. If we start to work on that more, I think we can get through and make these lasting relationships.
Do you think that we have given up on things prematurely?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying to stay where, obviously it's not a safe place or a productive place, but do you think that there are situations where instead of maybe working through it or considering other options of counsel, that we have too many options to really put in the work? I guess that's what I want to know.
Options, sayings like you got to I could do bad all by myself. Like, are you serious? We'll go do bad. We just all cool.
Feel
like
a lot of our Black men have been raised by women, and they haven't really seen the men in the picture to then have that example to know how to conduct themselves as a man. And then a lot of women, a lot of the girls have been raised by the women, which are also the strong ones that also give the recommendation, like JJ said, hey, you can do bad by yourself. You ain't got to tolerate all that because look at me. I did this, and that. You could do the same thing. You ain't got to deal with all of that. And I feel like those two dynamics have caused a lot of the breakage and the decrease in the percentage, because how can this girl that is super independent by her mom then find this man that also has been raised by a super independent woman come together? Now they have to figure out what should have already been built as children, so then they could have known what the roles are. So now the chick is thinking she's the dude. Now the dude thinking he's the dude, but don't really know how to embrace it because he's never had a dude show him. But, the dudes around the corner, around the block, taught him, how to hustle and how to do all the other stuff. And he think when he comes to this woman that that's what she wants, and then she doesn't even know what she wants because she hasn't had the father figure there to show her, like, a man's supposed to open up the door. A man's supposed to help you do this, or he's supposed to protect you. So it's just a whole scramble game that we got pieces of letters that we still trying to figure out how to make a word out of.
I think it even goes deeper than that, y'all. And y'all may think I'm crazy for saying it, but I think our brokenness in our separation, it stems from slavery, honestly. Our people were separated at young ages. We were picked to the house nigga against the field nigga. Like, it started way back then, and it's deeply rooted in our communities from way back then. That brokenness is there. And then the foundation of the household, like you were saying, Addie, even as a single mom, I'm a single mom. I'm raising two young men. The relationship, the foundation of the household, what as a woman are you teaching these men, these young men, right? So they have mentors, people around them, they're coaches, because I can't provide them that, right?
Correct.
That part of being a man, but I can provide them of how they should be treating a woman, right? So that is my duty. So I don't know. I still think it just goes deeper than that. Even in a single parent household, it starts way before that. What is the relationship like with your mother? If a man doesn't have a good relationship with his mom, he doesn't know how to treat a woman. Period. That's my opinion.
So, Cassandra, I want to pause on something you said, because a lot of our struggles, of course, stem from slavery. We can't discount that. My question, I'm curious to know, from the 80s, let's just talk about from the 80s, when that number of married households was at a 70+%, till now, and it dropping to 24%. Like, if that trend continues, like, the Black family could literally be extinct in 50 years. Like, that's the reality, right? So I'm not discounting what has led up to it, because I know if the foundation, if that's not strong, it's just a matter of it falling apart.
Yep.
But in our time frame, what has caused it to make such a sharp decline? Like, those numbers are disturbing. At least for me, it was. Like, when I saw that, and when you look at the difference, now marriage is on the decline for all groups, I will say that. But our numbers are tripled the whites, the Asians, the next closest is the Hispanics. And I can only speak to whatever group I'm a part of. So I'm gonna throw it back out there. Like,
I think our parents, our grandparents, was married for a long time and was together. So our parents got to see that. So at least they was sticking together till we was 24, 25. And then they started breaking up. We going to stay together for the kids. You know what I'm saying? And now it's the whole generation where, we having kids in college and we don't even know who we are. You know what I'm saying? We having babies. Trying to raise, and it's just young. It just becomes young, and then I don't know, man. We got the social media, everything pushing it, but
go ahead, Kay.
I think even our grandparents, though, like, they had kids young too. I think it's just the values are just different now, right? Like, what people value, what people think are important in our community, it has changed, and I don't know why. And it's like commitment is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I don't understand.
That's the
be
problem.
committed to work through a problem, to work through an issue. Not enough people who are in marriages are doing that. Like, marriage is supposed to be a forever thing. It's not really supposed to have an exit. And too many people look for the exit in their marriage rather than looking to resolve the issue in their marriage. And I also think it's a little bit of what Addie was saying too, like not enough people are seeing people work through a marriage. So the demonstration that makes other people desire to have the same thing isn't there. So if I don't see a healthy relationship, I don't really desire a healthy relationship period, because I've never seen one, right? And I think some of that is playing a role in this. I think for our community, enough of us have to make a decision. Like, I'm going to be committed in my relationship. I think understanding your roles is also really important. There's nothing wrong with being a submissive spouse. Like, I think sometimes we treat that like it's a bad thing, but it's not, right? Like, I think all of those things are important. And just like a man wants a submissive spouse or a woman who will submit, because I think that's fine, I think he has to be a man who makes a woman want to submit, right? That part of it is also important. So I think it's all of those things that are kind of playing a role in our community. And really, we just have to commit to do better, to change it, right? And if enough of us will, then it will work. But do I see that happening? No, because everybody's kind of too busy chasing like Instagram models and everything else that's out there that's nice and appeasing to the eyes, but not really valuing the relationship, valuing who's actually going to raise your child. Like, is this who you want to have a child?
Who you want to be a mother? Right.
Yeah, right. I think those things are super important, but we don't give it a lot of thought at this point.
You know, something that you and Addie mentioned, the word strong. We were raised by strong women, strong women. And if you listen to any show, anything right now, it's always the strong Black woman. Like, it's literally like a slogan. And I'm not discounting our strength, right? But I wonder what if we didn't always lead with that? Right? We know we're strong, but I think the challenge comes in, and Addie kind of touched on this, is when our strength is now battling the man's strength. Now you got two. I heard Mr. said it last week. He had me cracking up, but it was so true. He was like, don't nobody want to be in a strong man competition with their lady, right? Like, so what happened to the days of women? And when I say soft, I'm not meaning like a pushover. I'm not
femininity part of being
the femininity part of the Black woman. Like, why would we rather lead with strength? Because our strength can be emasculating some of the times. So why are we always leading with strength versus the nurturing aspect that we know we can deliver on, but we just choose to have defense?
Alicia, all right, let me say something about that. The reason why Black women have to lead with strength is because they have to exercise so much freaking strength. You understand what I'm saying? Through life. Because it's not easy when the freaking man take off or the freaking man went to prison and then you have to grow all these children by yourself, work, do all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot. They have to exercise a lot of strength. But I agree with everybody on this panel. I mean, it's an array of things that have us in disarray. You see what I'm saying? Because you talk about slavery, JJ talk about self-identity, Adi talk about, you see what I'm saying, family. We need all of this, and the root of it is education. I'm not talking about indoctrination. And we look up to too many people. That this is what I'm saying, and I know this might sound a little bit political, but you need to be independent thinkers, okay? We need to stop thinking like a slave. And when I say thinking like a slave, I mean whatever the white man issue is becomes our issue. When we actually have a ton load of issues which is not being addressed. So we look up to people like on MSNBC or CNN, and they went to Harvard and what's your credential? None of that don't impress me. You see what I'm saying? Obama, Michelle and Obama, none of them impress me because they're not doing anything. They're not educating you. These people are going on TV and calling white slave masters their forefathers and founding fathers. So I'm gonna come in your car and I'm gonna take it over and tell you I discover your car and I found it, right? So that within it itself alone, for you saying to me the founders and this and that is offensive to me. But Black people don't think like that. They just think like how the slaves think when they used to say to the master, we sick today? We not feeling well today? And it's the same thing that goes on. So it's a bunch of stuff. So we need education. We need therapy. We need to know our true identity, which we don't know. We only know slavery. We don't know the glory before then.
Would you say, Jay?
I say, man, you tell Black people who they really are, they won't even believe
the whole thing.
They won't even believe it, man.
And you know Black people are the only people not allowed to know their true identity. Everybody else has their heritage. We don't know. We can't do a 23andMe. And there's a reason for that.
Trying to kill cancer off of it.
But it's so messed up. It's so messed up nowadays, man. It's like we've all been brainwashed to a point to where you don't even know what to think. When Eddie talked about earlier, like the examples, Right now, what are the examples? Social media. What are the examples? What we see on TV, the music we listen to. Like, what are the examples? So how are we able to get to a better place when we have so much distraction and things in front of us that are negative? So you're right. It doesn't, make it easy for someone to want to, turn the corner or lead a different life, a better life, because all they're saying is, I gotta look this way because how she looks on social media, or these songs are telling me I gotta make this money and I gotta do this. Or now, look what the society is bringing into. It's like the day of the drug user. It's not the day of the drug dealers anymore, right? So now the kids, you know what I mean? The youth, they're leading on the pills. That's what they're glorifying, the drugs that they're taking, and that's the life we live in. So their minds are already clouded. They can't even think straight. So how can we ever get straight when this is the examples that they're seeing? This is the examples, and that's not changing. So until that changes, right? It's programming, it's brainwashing. So until that changes, how can we change as a people?
And just like Chris said, we have to educate our children. I try to do that with my boys and let them know, hey, what you see out there, that's all a facade. It's not real. They want you to believe that that's real. This is who you are. This is what you need to be for yourself, right? I think a lot of times single mothers don't spend enough time actually nurturing their children because they're worried about being in a relationship with somebody else. I don't want to continue to be a single mom, so let me go and find the next thing that's gonna. I've seen a lot of that. Even some people that I know. No, woman, you need to chill out and take some time and actually raise your children. Because then they end up raising themselves, and then we're back in this revolving cycle of all of the brokenness. Because as a single mom, you didn't take the time to actually raise your children.
Mark?
I don't have nothing else to add what y'all just said. I think y'all just covered the whole gambit from slavery to drug addiction to incarceration to education. Man, you guys, y'all hit it at the box. And I would say the only thing I would add to that or emphasize on that is that we've been around and have been exposed to enough whereby we can overcome those obstacles. As Cassandra was just saying about, are we taking time with our kids and letting them know what marriage means? To me, I think the word respect, that we just lost respect, for marriage and for union and for dedication and for, suffering.
And for ourselves.
It's all that was, for ourselves. Well, beginning with ourselves, right? Chris was saying that we don't know ourselves. I think Chris or JJ was saying we don't know who we really are. I mean, not only as a person, but as a spiritual person. We just don't know. If you're lost, not knowing yourself, then how can you even begin to help others? But speaking to Alicia, what she's saying from the 80s to now, you look at what has happened to the black families since, Reagan came in the 80s, right? The whole three strikes you're out, that his whole economic plan, which is still affecting people right here in California. So
and the crack epidemic.
And what? Yeah, that's right. All of that. So, you guys, y'all hit it at the box on that, and it's just gonna take really, it's gonna start from a family unit. It says it take a village to raise one. It's gonna take a group of people just to be one-minded and stick to the plan of raising one up and educating them on, what a family unit is and what you're supposed to go through. What are the parts of marriage that people don't want you to see. The Huxtables. I remember, the Cosby Show always made, they just never tackle any real issues. Every now and then they'll skate it, come close. But I always like Good Times. Good Times was my show to let you get a good idea of what a family goes through. I'm not happy today. Don't bother me. And then, you go talk about it. And then, I can't pay the bill today. Those are some things that when you're married, that you're going to hit on in your marriage. And people I don't think we educate our young ones on those when you hit those issues, how you have to overcome it and not just give in to I'm out.
Hmm.
And Alicia,
So yeah, y'all did a good job on that.
I wanted to add, just now that Mark done brought me back to back in the days. Back in the days, women didn't really work, right?
Yep.
And men was the breadwinner. So we as women had enough patience and time and this and that, and we really didn't have a way out to, like, if the marriage was bad, okay, I'm gonna pack all this stuff and go. So they didn't work. So we were more nurturing, more this, more that. Fast forward, the modern age woman, our moms taught us, listen, you got to go ahead and you can't be at home. So then you got to work. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do all these things, and made us super, super woman to the point where I was at a point in my life where I was like, I got my own house. I got my own car. I got my own career. I got my own coins. Got this and that. There's only two things that a man can do for me. And really, the only two things that he could do for me is not going to make him, like, that big of a deal in my life. So then our mentality changed from our great grandmothers to the point where it's like JJ said, hey, you don't want to be here, you gotta go. And I feel like the men got that same mentalities from their strong mamas. So now we got the same mentality. It ain't really gonna work out. And at the end of the day, I don't remember exactly I think it was Katie that said, like, when you're in a marriage, you're supposed to actually really work it out and things like that. Now that we got this mentality that we're super independent, we don't have anything to depend each other on.
Yeah.
And women are really bossing it all the way up to the point where there's more women now, I feel like, especially in our Black community, that are making 6 figures as entrepreneurs.
Y'all wanted
and
that
it's like,
though.
if the man is making 40,000,
I think that's also a problem.
Y'all
too,
fought for that
Ashley.
shit.
That's
Y'all
real.
That is
that
true.
that's
Y'all
looking
fought
And
for
like-
that.
still,
Y'all got it.
and
Hold
yet
on, one at a
and
time.
still,
Crazy, man.
Let me just
And
add something
still.
to
Hold
what
on, Chris. Hold on.
That is
Go ahead.
crazy.
Go ahead, Kay.
So I agree with what Addie just said. And here's what I find that happens in our community that adds to the disconnect is that when women say there's a lot of women that's really striving, doing things out here and trying to, like, really work hard and make money, not to discredit any Black man out here, right? But I feel like some men aren't challenged to do the same. Some men stay comfortable, right? And so here's what's going to happen as well. Like, if you have a woman that's doing all these things in her life, when she comes across you, now you want her to settle. She can't enjoy all the same things because now I have to think about splitting bills and you're making less. And okay, I could, but do I really want to? Am I truly going to be happy doing that? If I was enjoying it all by myself and to have you in my life, I got to sacrifice those things. I think our men need to start to desire more for themselves too.
Man,
I know it's a
please,
little harder.
that's why y'all be retirement them.
I
Y'all
know
be
it's
over
a
there
little
retirement.
harder.
This is where.
Y'all be running retirement.
Hold on, JJ. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
I never had to mute people before.
Hold on.
All right, Jay, go ahead.
Man, get out of here, man. First of all, y'all fought for
Hold on.
Y'all wanted all this.
Jay, hold on. Before we continue, let's please keep. Yeah, I muted you. Please keep this productive, okay? We're not.
Yeah, but it's productive. I'm gonna say something.
I'm just disclaiming that. I thought you muted too. I thought I muted you too, Chris. Go ahead, JJ.
Well,
Man, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just saying all I said was women fought so hard to get all this independence and get this money and get working and doing all this stuff. Y'all getting it. And now, if you finding somebody that's not making as much as you feel like you the provider, you doing all this other thing. What is you saying?
No woman wants to be a provider. No woman wants that in her relationship.
But if you making more than me, what are you gonna make me feel like a provider?
You ready now?
Who's providing? Are you
ready
now?
now?
A woman always wants her man to be the provider.
You ready now?
How do you do that?
I want a man who can provide. The thing is, do all men have the desire and the ambition?
Listen, Kay. Listen.
Holiday, I haven't forgotten you, Holiday. Chris.
The only thing I wanted to say real quick was,
Katie,
Katie, I agree with you saying, Katie, right? The only thing I wanted to say to that is the problem is that there are women out here that make it too easy for some of these men that want to have that drive again, because they are taking care of these men, right? They put them up in their house. They letting them drive their car. They giving them allowances. They cooking for them, and they making it so sweet
Atlanta
for these men to the point to where they feeling like, I ain't got to do nothing. I'm gonna continue to find somebody like this one, because even if it doesn't work out with this one, I can find me another one the same way, because there are women that are enticing men with their success, and we applaud the success nowadays, because yes, you guys have leveled up, you guys have bossed up, and you guys are putting yourselves in a better position. But when you do have those women that lead with the finances and I can take care of you and I can do this and do that, man, it's going to be some men out here, and it's unfortunate, they're going to kick their feet up and they're going to reap them benefits. So yes, now you're going to start to see that it's a group of them, because now they got friends, right? And seeing them, dang, bro, you ain't did nothing all day? Yeah, I just left from the mall, man. My girl took me shopping. What? I see you driving your girl with? Oh yeah, man, I'm just going to the store real quick. Like, they making it so easy for them. Where now they friends like, man, I gotta find one like her. Instead of that same go get a mentality that we grew up on, wanting to go get it yourself. And now you bringing something to the table on that same level as they are, and y'all are building a power couple or a power foundation. That's what's lacking a lot of times, man. It's unfortunate, but I see
add
that.
something to what you said, Holiday.
I agree, Holiday.
Let me add something real quick.
I can't say nothing.
But remember, I'm still stuck on that dude, the boy that got raised by his mom, and then he get this boss chick that's was babying him like his mama babied him. Because a lot of these dudes nowadays, the reason why we so masculine is because they done got babied by a woman, because there ain't no man in the household. And now Holiday, they done found this lady that is a boss, and they left their mama house to then go to her house, because they ain't got no house or nothing in their name or an asset or anything. And now they doing what they cooking like his mama did, housing like his mama did.
Jody, look at baby boy. That's Jody.
And that's comfortable to him, because that's what he used to from his mama.
Mm-hmm. Chris,
when they need somebody that's too dudeish, they call us masculine and all this other stuff, because we're too independent. And like Katie
but if
said,
we too dudeish, y'all call us tough.
Can you do something else other than trying to find your mama in a woman?
Hey.
And the other part of that is you also got men. Hold on, the other part of that, I just thought about it, right? You also got men. I mean, you got women who they don't trust that a man can lead. They don't trust that a man will provide and take care of them. So they don't feel the stability is going to be there. So when you do have a man who is financially stable to say, baby, you don't really got to work. You can stay home, man, and just take care of the kids in the house. They don't trust that. They fall back and, I need to work, because you ain't finna just leave me out here in the cold and leave me high and dry. So now it's because they've grown to see that this may have happened to one of my aunts, my mothers. I can't fall into that same category. So guess what? Now she is going to push that much harder to say, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to work, and I'm going to bring in my own. So there's no room for sometimes a man that wants that type of situation to happen, because men aren't going to allow that.
Holiday, that's what I was saying. So Alicia, we switched from the woman not working, and then the man having all the control and stuff like that, to where now the woman has the independence. So Holiday, if a chick do come to that independent woman and say, hey, you ain't got to work, it's like a culture shock, because now she's been raised.
That's all we know.
You have to be strong, like Chris said. You have to be strong. You got to go to work. You got to do all this other stuff. It's like a culture shock. Like, wait, there's a catch to this. I definitely can't trust that. Like you said, Charles, we not finna trust this. This ain't gonna work, because then
and he can have genuine intentions.
No sense. Exactly.
Hey, hold on, Chris.
Out of water.
Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you.
Let me mute myself.
There's only 8 people on here, but go ahead.
Charles, what percentage is that of man doing that? We have to be realistic. Listen, we have to be realistic. Okay? You have to look at it. Hold on.
Of which part? The percentage
the percentage of men.
Actually, of men who want to just be a stay-at-home guy.
I'm talking about this. you make over 6 figures, why was it okay when the man make more money? Why was it okay? Why you can't make more money and it be okay? Why? What's the problem? No, hold up. Then you make 6 figures and then you expect a black man. I don't know what kind of man you're looking for. If it's Asian or white. You expect the majority of black men to meet all these women. First of all, systematically, black men face more pressure legally and economically, right? Corporate America is no friend of the black man. No friend. Corporate America is more friend to a black woman. In fact, they push black women, the liberals, and they push them to not depend on the black man. That's a part of destroying the black family that you guys get sucked into. Yep. And most of the time, what you find is when you make over 6 figures and you make all this money because you have this mentality, you're alone. You're alone because statistically, it's not possible because you have a 1993 crime bill that came in to lock up hundreds of thousands of black men for a joint and for nothing at all. And this was done by Biden, which is the same people, same black women, is the backbone of this party. So what are you talking about? Everything is systematic. So you can't come on and just say, it's hard for a black man. A black man is so easy to go to jail and get shot for nothing in this country. I'm not talking about no other country. So when you're there, you're perpetuating the whole situation by talking about, oh, why you can't make more money. Then go find a white man. Because guess what? They make money. You want to know why they make money? Because they had slave masters as their forefathers. You can't inherit from slave.
So, Chris, I don't take away that it's harder for a black man out here. I agree 100% with that, right? I said that. It's harder. I think what the problem is when a black woman says a black man should make more money, it's all this fight. Like, why? Why can't we just figure out how to also figure out how to make more money? Like, I don't get that part. Why is it such a challenge? If all these black women, if everybody else is out here doing it, no matter how hard, how difficult it is for you, if you're a man who wants to make his woman happy, who really wants to care about the provider in a lot of ways, I don't know how you can be comfortable just sitting at home while she takes care of you.
No, I'm not talking about sitting at home. You're talking about making more money. Sitting at home is totally different. I'm not talking about a waste man. That's what you have them. And that's what I was saying to Charles. What percentage is that? I'm not ruling that out. I'm saying if a man make less money, you do not respect him. You do not treat him like a man anymore. Because I make 6 figures and you only make $60,000 a year. What the hell? So
there was a comment that said
you're one. You're a unit. You're one. The money should be together. Stop thinking separate. Because one day this man might run into something that make more money. So if you're running around just trying to find a man to make more money for you, good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck.
So there was a comment that said your bank account shouldn't determine whether you can be submissive to a man. I agree. It shouldn't determine it, but can I tell you it makes it a little easier to be submissive to a man who takes care of you? It's the truth of the matter that
take
people
care of your home.
In every way. In every way. If I gotta be coming in half on the bills every month, like we roommating out here, like I mean,
so what you must come in at? Okay? So what you must come in at? Nothing.
Listen,
here's my.
A
this
good
is
man
what I
doesn't.
did.
Here we go again with coming in with nothing. But I have a. Excuse me. I have a vagina.
So here, look. Here's the thing. So
everything. I have a vagina.
Chris,
So here's the thing.
go.
Wow.
Okay.
I just want to finish it out though, real quick, Addie. So it's not that I'm coming in with nothing, because believe and trust, I have my own too. But what I don't want is to be in a situation where you're depending on me, where whatever I have in the lifestyle that I was used to, when I come with to you, I have to start to change that, because you don't have a desire to do more, to want more, to be a provider. Even if you don't have it now, if you see that I'm accustomed to something, if you see that I'm somewhere already, if I could help you to grow, help you to do better, why wouldn't you want to make more money? Why is it a problem to say that a Black man should make more money? I don't get it.
But you know what? Everybody, the money is not the goal for everyone in a relationship. So I was gonna ask you, Kay, right? Is what so and this is what I want to say before I ask you the question. I don't see nothing wrong with the way you're thinking. Everybody on here got their own perception of how they want their mate to be. If Kay is saying she need a man to make maybe twice as much as her, then go forward. But I'm saying that you're also setting yourself up for a very small amount of the bowl you're going to be pulling from is going to be very small. So you meet a man that you making six figures. You meet a man that's making 60,000. You really like him. Y'all digging each other. Y'all, hitting on all levels. You're gonna say that okay, everything else about you is good, but I'm gonna need you to step it up and make more money. Would you do that, or would you be comfortable with? Because when we keep using the word provider, I want to ask, what do you guys consider as a provider? So I know I got a couple of questions on the board. So the
Everything.
provider don't. Oh yeah, provider don't mean it doesn't mean someone who's bringing the money and paying off all the bills. Am I providing for you emotionally? Am I providing for you to continue doing what you're doing in your workforce? Am I, is the only thing I'm not bringing to the table is money? If that's the only thing, then you know what? You're not the man for me.
Right.
So, uh, so, Kay, that's what I want to ask is that. So, if you meet a man who's meeting all those other goals and he's not meeting your criteria as far as money, do you let him go? And I don't want to make more than 60,000. I'm making 60,000. I love being a garbage man. I'm not trying to be the supervisor. And I'm happy, and I'm making you happy. Or well, I'm not making you happy, but yeah. So does that man walk? Do you get rid of him?
So here's the part for me, and this is just me personally. If I
Right.
meet him and his desire is different and we're on a journey together to get somewhere else, cool. We could work with that. But if you are comfortable and you are that $60,000 man, you're not for me. You might be
Right.
for
Okay.
somebody else, but you're not
That
for
ma-
me based on what I want and what I desire in my life and what's going to make me happy. Like, it's a part of a journey for what I want and desire in terms of family. So you just
Let
Don't
me
say
say something.
nothing's wrong with that.
Okay.
Let me say.
Hold on. Let's go to Cassandra because she's been patiently waiting. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Well, hell, I done about forgot what I wanted to say now.
Yeah, this is a
I
passionate.
know I'm getting old. So it's a partnership. For me, it's a whole partnership. Regardless of what you make and I make, if I decide to be in a relationship with you and we are going the long haul, it's a complete and total partnership, whether you make less than me or not. So if I'm the boss lady and I actually work for a company and I own my own business myself, right? So if I meet someone and they make less than me, okay, right. What are your desires? Because I own my own business and I work, right? I'm trying to not work for anyone the rest of my life. That's my goal. So going in, what are your goals? If you may not have any goals, but at the end of the day, if I choose to be with you, I'm not going to demasculate you because I want to be the boss chick and own the businesses. I'm not going to do that because I chose to be with you, right? I chose you. So I will allow you to be the man. If you make $60,000 a year, this is what you can provide for me. I know, hey, baby, this is what you can do. I want to make you feel like a man and that you are taking care of me. And on the other end, I am there to support whatever you can take care of because we are in a partnership. That's my opinion. I could go on and on, but
partnership. Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, partnership.
100% agree with Cassandra, and that's what I was just trying to say. Something personal for me. I shared this before. My parents, my dad was the breadwinner, and my mom wasn't even working in the early stages. It gave my mom a chance, and she started her business. Her business started to do way better than what my father was making. And you know what she did? She held his hand and brought him into the business and tell him to stop working. And they did the partnership thing together. So when you do this separate mentality thinking, so you don't know if maybe one day you could just own your own business or you could actually pull him up. But no, you didn't. So what it is, hold up. A lot of you guys, a lot of you girls hate the guy to be like you. Because you don't want no guy that's making less than you. But yet the guy that's making less than you, you might want a girl that make more than him, or else him don't want the girl. It's the same thing.
A good example is y'all know Tabitha, the social media. She pulled her husband off of his job as a police officer, right? That's a true partnership. I don't see anything wrong with that. She I'm not that.
I'm not saying that that's not okay. Again, if he wants to just make 60,000 his whole life, not for me, right? But if he has a desire and we could build together, that is what I said. I could work with that. You understand? So I think the two things are separate.
True.
Yeah.
You did say that. But
right,
the one that
they are separate because you got some men that are very prideful and don't want their woman's help with anything. So you have that too.
Yeah. It's all about who you choose to partner with.
And learn to share. Learn to share. If you want that man way over 6 figures, $250,000, whatever, learn to share. Because that man is looking for a certain type of woman. Women.
And again, part of what's going on with our Black family right there.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess I just got like them old traditional values. Like for me personally, I just know what it takes to make this type of money, right? So I know I got to bust my ass. Excuse my language. I know I got to work 10, 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. So if I'm with a woman who also if she's successful in that nature and she's making that type of money, I know the type of time and the work that she's putting into doing it. How can I expect her to also want to be able to take care of the household? How can I expect her to want to have that home cooked meal for me when I come home from doing my 10, 12-hour shift or to have a kid situated and all that? So for me, I know that because of the dynamic that I would like to have in my household, I know I would need to be able to make more money so I can sustain our lifestyle in the way I would want us to be able to move. So I don't need you stressing and working 10, 12 hours every day on the weekend sometimes. You know what I mean? Unless that's just what you desire to do. You know what I mean? But it's not a requirement for me.
Right there.
It's not a requirement for me. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather come home and I know, baby, I got a plate waiting for me, house smelling good, kids sleep, or whatever the case is. If you got
that's what y'all want to do,
and that's just the type of house because I'm looking at that's how
I do that now.
My grandfather and them, that's how they ran their household. And
you want to do that, Cassandra?
My mother, they had little part-time jobs here and there. They made their little money, but that money was for them. They didn't have to worry about, you know what I mean, bills and stuff like that. But
you wanted that, Addy?
They took care of the home, and I was good. And I would love that type of situation, like for me, for real. So
you want to have a housewife? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
You want to be a housewife?
That's not for everybody. That's just my.
That's what I say. That's my dynamic. Talking about when I was married, I cooked those 3 meals a day for my husband.
Really?
Right. For his lunch, he didn't have a cold sandwich. I woke up in the morning, I cooked his lunch and packed him for him for lunch. When he got home, I got home from work. We had our children. I cooked another meal.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you were taking care of in order to do all of that?
In my relationship.
Yeah.
That's a big
Everybody's different, though.
Everybody's different.
Listen, no matter how much of a boss chick she is, how much she have her own, when you hear somebody, a man giving you that option to be like, baby, you can or you don't have to.
Let me tell you something.
Need you to.
Let me tell you something.
To a woman, it does, and you can't deny it.
It does something, yeah.
Absolutely.
but it can't do nothing for us. If you say, babe, relax, can't happen for us, right?
That do help us, man. Cause guess what? I ain't paying the house.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm just trying to show you something. I'm just trying to show you something.
It depends on the woman, Chris, because some women are okay with that. It depends on the woman, and there's not a problem. It all goes back to who you choose to partner with. If the woman is okay with that, you go ahead on. And
yeah, but you different, Cassandra. Not you. You different.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the rest of them.
Because I ain't in a long time.
Go ahead, Addie.
Come through it. Because I start up some things. But see, what I gotta say is I've spoken to some men that have money, even millionaires, right? They don't have time. They got bad attitudes. They got a lot of characteristics where at the end of the day, with my masculine energy, it don't connect. I even told one of my cousins that live in Seattle, I was like, hey, why you don't hook me up with one of your rich friends? He said, not the way you act. So I was like, dang. But I can be okay with a dude that's making okay money if they said what Holiday just said. You feel me? Like, look, I ain't coming in with no $1 million. And me personally, now that I've kind of encountered people that got a lot of money, that's not for me. It's really not. But if they got it, I mean, it's still good. But at the end of the day, they're going to say what like Holiday said, like, listen, we're going to work with what we got as a unit, like Cassandra said, we're going to work like a unit. The kid's going to be straight because I'm very family orientated. Like, I want to be friends with his mama, his daddy, go to the cookouts and stuff like that. The kid's straight. Okay, you going to cook dinner today? I'm going to cook dinner tonight. Friday, we're going out to wherever as a family. Like, I like that. You feel me? And then we just kind of move. And then I'm going to get a little bit what Katie said. Let's put it together. If you want to make more than what you're making, let's do it.
Let me help elevate you.
Said, let's do it together. Yeah. But like one of the guys that I knew, he was trying to make me like, he was like, oh, you work like regular work? I was like, yeah. He was like, nah, I got to do something. What do you know how to do it? And I was like, I know how to make bathing suits. I know how to do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hook you up with this designer. I was like, but I didn't ask you to do that. He was like, but you need to make more money. You need to do this. I can't just have you just sitting at the house all day. I'm going to hook you up with this designer. They're going to call you. They're going to do this. I'm going to fly you out. I'm like, boy, I ain't going nowhere. And at the end of the day, it's like, what's for you? But I just feel like the old school, like Holiday said, would be more like real life versus let's keep on going until the wheels fall off because it may not be what the other person wants.
I agree with that, Eddie.
And baby, because Sam just said, hey, if you got all these kids, money, but who finna raise these kids?
Yeah, you gotta
take time for that.
And money is not gonna raise them kids because a lot of people that got a lot of money, their kids is on drugs, sprung out, and don't know what to do with themselves.
They spend no time with their kids.
They can afford all
give me that
that
man that's gonna make my masculine energy go where I need to go and help me raise these kids, and then we can make some money too. Because if we're comfortable, we're gonna be comfortable. But if we got all these kids that's looking at us like we crazy because all we got is all this money, you can't buy love.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Lord of mercy.
Somebody gonna have to be
But you can't buy a lot of things. So,
that's right.
I mean, at the end of the day,
you hear that, kid?
I don't disagree.
It's all
Chris, you got
money
definitely.
You the happier alone.
It's daddy season out here, so what happened?
Hey, Kay is looking for her Jay-Z.
I don't need a Jay-Z.
She's not looking for Jay-Z.
What I'm not going to do is take care of man his whole life. That's what I'm not
doing. So Kay, what I'm saying is that
issue though, because there's a lot of kept men on the rise where they don't have to have drive or ambition or try to start a business because there's so many women who just need to check off the box. I need you to pretend to be my dude from Thursday to Monday morning. Like, that's a real thing. I didn't know of the rise in that until I had some of my guy friends tell me about how they got approached in Atlanta and how chicks were like, listen, I don't even need you full time. Just show up to a couple of events. Drive my Mercedes.
Atlanta? Yeah.
And that's just one city that I've heard of. So I could only imagine.
No, Atlanta don't have no man. Atlanta don't have no man.
Then that goes back to why our community is so broken and we have single parent households. Boom.
We gotta fix it, y'all.
Nobody want to stay at home.
We got
but y'all can't fix it.
You don't
y'all
have to
can't
stay at
fix
home
it.
to fix it. You just
With
gotta
some of y'all mentality.
together and rock through it. I don't have the recipe yet, but we gonna figure it out because we gotta save the Black family, y'all.
It's a lot.
I like what
What's on it?
The way to go to not, huh?
You ain't got
Work on it and have some results by next month.
I like what Addy said. You understand? That's reasonable. That's how we should be talking.
What's
Partnership.
unreasonable? What I
All
said?
this.
Tell me what's unreasonable about what I said?
Everything that you just said.
Here's the side of caution that I would encourage everyone to operate on the side of caution, because here's what can happen in life. I know right now certain people might be in a certain position and have the 6 figures and have the success, but there's this thing called life that the tables can turn. That person could end up making more. You could end up making less. Like, I've been in situations where I got treated bad for making less. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got cheated on for not looking like a certain type of chick, so I know what it's like to not be at the top. But then I also know when them tables turn, what those flavors look like there too. So I would just be mindful in how we go about it, because how someone is right now is not how they will always be. And that can either be for the better or for the worse. That's the only error of caution that I'll throw out there is if listen, nowadays, if you're getting 80%, you're winning. All right. If you can find 80% of something you can rock with, you're winning. Yeah. So whatever, but you got to decide what that 20% is.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're giving that 82.
What?
So Alicia, let me ask you a question. You sure this the last show? Like,
I'm not with you, Chris. I'm not with you,
and then more shows.
No,
there's no way that we don't get on this thing for hour and 56 minutes and 24 seconds. And then
don't count the minutes, Addie. So
because I'm on the end of like, hold on. So next season, episode 1, like we on Netflix.
I mean, we got to do a Netflix style, right? So the buttering up that I had with the fellas was, hey, don't you guys want to do this through me? I won't take up your holidays, I promise. So hence us coming to the final episode. But Alicia's flexible. I'm willing to work with the group on whatever is needed to improve our community. I'm for it. So, Addie, you have my number. Fellas, you know what to do. What y'all thinking? What's your initial thoughts? We can put it right on out there. Chat, y'all included. What y'all think? Nothing?
I thought y'all tired of me.
It's a yes for me.
They sleepy.
They sleepy?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Episode 1.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to set this thing straight, because I don't think
Okay, he is not gonna
I don't have any closure.
Yeah, all Katie said was she don't want to do that holiday was describing.
Right.
No.
Wait, what?
Nope.
And I said Black men need to make more money.
No,
so they
Addy, you're going on the other side now.
No, I'm actually not mad at that. We could bring on some financial gurus and they could teach us what do we need to know to start making more money. I'm not mad at that idea.
Outside of the corporate environment, because there's a lot of ways outside of corporate to
I'm
make
not even talking about corporate. I'm talking about these entrepreneurs that are learning how crypto or whatever we need to out to make money.
Yeah,
all of that. Multiple streams of income.
All your money in
That's
crypto.
what we need.
Listen, Holiday, you'll host that one. You'll host that conversation with
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
I want to make money.
We've been rocking together for a while now. I am so sorry. Mark, anything you want to say? I know you and JJ. Let me just check in with y'all because it's been a while. Y'all all right?
Yeah.
And I'm saving the kids.
We all right. I'm good.
I save the kids. I put on my cape and I save the kids.
And you say,
I'm gonna save no grown adult talking about save me. What happened to my kids?
all right, so everyone, thank you so much for rocking with us tonight and throughout this season. We are going to call it a night, and we'll share out this replay if you want to dive into it again. But I'm sure you know some people that would love to have tuned in. Share it with them as well. But just keep posted with us. We will let you know when the next season will be starting and the topics that we'll be focusing on there as well. Any closing out words y'all want to share? Holiday, Chris, JJ, Mark in particular?
Nah, big shout out to all the ladies that joined us today, man. Kate, Addie, Cassandra. We appreciate y'all for coming, man, and shedding some light and some game to us as well, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Agreed. JJ, congrats on your first full season, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate for the invite, fellas. Appreciate y'all. You know, yeah, man, this is fun. So season 2, let's say season 2.
Let's go.
Definitely
go.
a good addition. Good addition.
Mark?
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Mark, you're on mute, brother. You're on mute,
Mark
brother.
Miller Vanilli.
Yep.
And he still don't know. And he still don't know. So,
he says your mic isn't connected. Chris?
Yeah,
go ahead.
My mic was off. Yeah, my bad. My mic was off.
We know.
Hey, I was giving a real nice lecture too. My whole speech was just 100. So, but no. So I was saying, I thank the ladies for bringing such color commentation. I thank you guys for bringing such energy and truthfulness and respect to all you guys. And the fellows, man, I know this is our last show, possibly. Hope to see you guys down in South Florida. For you guys who will be down there looking to hang out with my crew, and you guys be good.
Thank you, Mark.
And thanks to all the listeners. We hope you guys stay tuned. It's only going to get better. So don't stop because this train is just getting started.
Amen.
It's a train. It's a train.
It's not a Chris.
Mark just said, let's get the train started. And I said,
right. I threw you the mic for something civilized, and that's what you're doing.
Alicia's the locomotive. She hooked up to all these different boxes.
It's a soul train. Relax. It's a soul train. So,
Cassandra, Kay, thank you guys so much for joining. Hang tight. Don't close out yet. I'm going to close out with the listeners and the viewers. Thank you guys for being a part of the chat. You helped bring this conversation to life. Your input and even some of your questions, we're so glad that we were able to incorporate them. And listen, all of this is to help us just do better at love and relationship and give back to the community however we can, even if it is just through dialogue, right? So we thank you for rocking with us. Everyone have a great and safe night and a good Thanksgiving holiday. All right.
God always bless you all.
Misgiving.
Misgiving.